Hello, I'm Dr. Rosemary Francis, Chief Scientist for HPC here at Altair, and together with my colleague Ian Littlewood, who is Product Manager for Cloud, we're going to show you how you can control costs on premises and in the cloud with Altair Budget. Altair Budget is a feature of PBS Professional and Altair Control, and it allows you to manage budgets across your enterprise and control utilization of your HPC resources. Budget supports multiple PBS clusters, so you can control utilization across your entire organization. Users are allocated credits that limit what they can use. These credits are customizable currencies, such as wall clock time or cloud node hours. And within PBS Professional, you get full reporting of usage by groups and users, so you can see who's using their credits and how they're using them. We're going to show you a simple demo. The cost model for this demo is a very simple metric, just CPU hours. We've set up one project called Project 1, and we've allocated a budget of 250,000 units to that project. We've got two authorized users defined, Ian and CentOS, and so only those users can submit jobs to that project and can consume credit. This demo is run in the cloud, but it could also easily be running on premises. In the demo, we're going to show you how jobs for unauthorized users fail to run. We're then going to submit a job with an authorized user and show how, first of all, the units are reserved for the job to ensure that we can't go over budget. The job then runs, and then any unused credit is returned when the job completes. And then finally, we're going to look at the report on how the project budget is being used. So over to you, Ian.
So here we are looking at our demo system again. So the first thing we're going to do is just have a quick look at the cluster. So here we're looking at the configuration, and the important point here is the billing formula. So this one's quite a simplistic one. It's just simply CPU hours, which is the number of CPUs times the wall time. This can be more complex, and it can include things like cloud instance costs in that formula. Next thing we'll just look at is the project list we've got defined. In this case, there's just a single project called Project 1. And importantly here, we'll see that it has some users allocated to it, and they are users Ian and CentOS. So only those users are able to consume credit in that project. So the first thing we'll do is just switch users, and we're going to switch to PBS admin here and then submit a job against project 1. So that job's going to ask for 2 CPUs for 10 minutes. That should need 1200 CPU hours, though I would note that it's actually consuming CPU seconds so that the numbers are a little more easy to see and aren't decimals there. So we'll submit that job, and what we see then is that PBS admin can't submit a job against that project because they're not on that authorized list for the project. So we'll switch users to the CentOS user and submit the job, and we'll see that that job is accepted. And now if we report on that project, what we'll see is that we can see a credit summary for that project. So the important things here are the total credits. There's been 250,000 assigned. Of those, nearly 50,000 of those have been consumed, and we have a net balance of just under 200,000. Notably, the total debits authorized column has 1,200 in, which is actually the credit that's been reserved to allow my job to run. What we will see once that job is finished is that the credit report has changed. So the job actually only runs for 1 or 2 minutes, so it doesn't consume all the credit that was reserved for it. So once the job's exited, we can see that the total debits reconciled has gone up by 100. So that is the actual 120, sorry. So the job ran on 2 cores for 1 minute. And actually the net balance has gone up because the remaining credit in there was refunded. So there's some important points in that. One is that because we reserved the credit for a job, the project can't go overdrawn. And the other is that any unused credit is provided back to the account for use later. So we can provide all that sort of reporting, and we have a range of reports available, including this one where we can see the transactional things. So we can see the entry where the credit for that job was acquired, the 1,200 units, and then the remaining credit was refunded. Which also causes the actual consumed credit to become debited credit in that stage. So we can see there that we can provide budget to a project, and we can manage and report on that budget using this PBS budgets tool.
Thank you for listening.